Hello and welcome back to my CFA Level 1 channel. We'll be talking about economics, we'll be dealing with monetary and fiscal policy, and especially fiscal policy. There are several things. There's roles and objectives, there is the fiscal policy tools, but in this video we'll be reviewing only the fiscal multiplier. We'll be looking at the fiscal multiplier, its components, its formula, and of course its meaning. What does it mean? What does the fiscal multiplier stand for? The formula, first of all, tells us the story. It's a fraction with the number 1 in the numerator and 1 minus lowercase c times 1 minus t, put in brackets, in the denominator. And here the components are visible, at least two components are visible, and that is lowercase c, the marginal propensity to consume, as we call it, and the tax rate, lowercase t. But there's a third one, because in the mind map I wrote that there are three. That there is the marginal propensity to save just as well. Why? How come? Because we cannot see any. We cannot see any lowercase s there. But it is always true that the marginal propensity to save plus the marginal propensity to consume are 1. Like the sum of those two components always equals 1. And that is, look at this. What does the marginal propensity to consume stand for? It stands for, if it is 0.3, for example, it stands for if you earn $1 more, then you spend 30 cents more. Out of this $1 that you earn, you spend 30 cents and you save 70 cents, of course, as a consequence. So they both put in a sum, they always equal 1, right? So that's the meaning of the marginal propensity to consume, and of course the one to save, and they are vice versa. The one plus the other always equals 1. So, of course, lowercase t is very obvious because it denotes the amount of money that is taken away by government. If you earn $1, government takes away lowercase t dollars, right? For example, 60 cents if it is equal to 0.6. Now, that was when talking about the components and the formula. Now the meaning, we need to talk about the meaning. Let there be a marginal propensity of 0.3 and a tax rate of 0.5, and let's just try to compute it. With the help of a handheld computer, that shouldn't be any difficult work at all. 1 divided by 1 minus 0.3 times 1 minus 0.5, and that is 1.18 if I round to 2 decimal places behind the comma. That is, and that's important now, if government spends $1, there is an effect on national income, on yield, on national yield, of $1.18. So, and that's, again, I want to stress it, I want to repeat it, because if it's that important. Government spends $1 and the effect is going to be $1.18. So the effect on national income is strictly larger, strictly superior to the thing that we spent before, that government did before. And government knows that. Government knows that, and therefore there is an incentive. There's always an incentive to spend money, because the outcome on national income is going to be strictly larger than the amount of money that we spent. And that's the fascinating thing about the fiscal multiplier, at least in theory. At least in theory, the effects of national debt, etc., they can be discussed, and there's always pros and cons about national debt, but that's a different question that shall be discussed, that shall be answered in a different video. I hope you liked this video. That's it for now. I'm Daniel Lambert, Berlin.